Holiday tool deals at Home Depot. Some are legit, others are garbage. I'm walking the aisles to show you exactly what's worth your money and which ones to skip. Let's find the real deals buried in all the holiday hype. All right guys, so we just walked in the doors at Home Depot. Halloween was just 3 days ago, and there is an entire row of Christmas stuff already. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. It's not even close to Thanksgiving. It's like the first part of November. I don't recall in my lifetime ever seeing Christmas stuff put out so early, so soon. This is nuts, but it's kind of crazy like how much stuff is out already. And that's why I was in here getting some stuff for work and noticed all the stuff on the kiosk. And some of the stuff is already flying off the shelves. Like if you look over here, like a blow up collapsible Santa family or snowman family for $99, there's only one left. And it looks like there probably was 5 or 6 inside this box. I bet you if we come back in a couple weeks, most of this crap's gonna be gone. So it totally looks like Christmas Wonderland. That's enough about Christmas. It's not even Thanksgiving. Let's go check out the tools. Ooh, but look at these fancy socks for $8. They got Minion socks. Not a bad price to keep your feet warm. Okay, so I just walked in the door. Now we're doing a new podcast. If you guys have seen that, or if you're interested, definitely check that out. And we had to buy this thing called a Starlink. And I spent $550 on this Starlink. And I walk in the door and the first thing I walk into is this, $299. So I just spent $550, I think, for mine. And it's the exact same thing for almost half the price, $200 off. Wah, wah. You still have to pay for the internet service, which is $50 a month. That's the one we use. And we use it 4 times a month. We use it for about 2 to 3 hours, 4 times a month, and we don't hit our monthly allowance. So, I mean, dang, we can go home. We already found the deal. Let's go. All right, let's go find some tools though. Okay, that's what we're here for. All right, so here's our first row of kiosks, and they're lined. This whole store is lined with them. And this is kind of what we missed out on last year. And all the stuff was missing. Like the people are buying stuff, and how could you not when you got a folding utility knife for $5? $2 off a $7 tool. So you're only paying $5 for it, right? So that's a sweet price, I think. If you don't care how fast it flips out, you just want something that folds out and does the job, $5 is not a bad deal. You got 6-in-1 screwdrivers. We're constantly looking for just a standard regular old screwdriver. This one, it has the middle section which pulls in and out. One side's a quarter drive, one side's a 5/16. So that's 2 of the 6-in-1. Then you have a slotted and a standard and a Phillips on one side, and then a Phillips and a standard on the other side. One's a little bit bigger, one's a number 2, one's a number 1. So it's basically all the basics that you need in a screwdriver for $5. Those are great stocking stuffers. If you're wanting to just do a couple simple things inside a stocking for like $12, you can throw one of each of those in. And those will definitely get used all year long, all the time. That's a great gift to put inside for your holiday stocking stuffer. I was in the center aisle, then I turned over here. I was like, ooh, check this out. You can get 2 tape measures. They're DeWalt compact tape measure 2-pack for $19.88. 25 footers. It doesn't have a protective layer like the Stanleys do, the Fat Max. Fat Max is always gonna be my favorite tape no matter what. But for $10, that's really not a bad price for a 25-foot tape measure. See, and here's the thing. They got a ton of these right now. They're gonna run out. People are gonna buy these and they're gonna buy 10 of them, and then you're gonna miss out because you thought, oh, well, they'll be there next week, but they're not gonna be here next week. This stuff's gonna go quick. On the same token, I actually have this knife right here. I misplaced it for a while and I really missed it. It's a good knife. This one I'm not so, it's more like a standard blade knife, but this one you can replace the blades with. This is a good knife. So for $20 for 2, I wish they gave you 2 of these. Then I would be like, I'm putting that in my pocket right now. But that again is a pretty sweet deal. They got some chalk lines and things like that. Again, more screwdrivers, like this one has a lot of different bits in it and stuff. For $14, not a bad price. The one thing I'm looking for in all this stuff, I'm looking for like a steel or cobalt drill bit set with a 1/2-inch drill bit in it. If I can find those for like $10, I bought 5 of those last year and I used them all year long, and I'm trashed all those bits and I'm looking for new ones. So if I can find those around here somewhere, I'm gonna buy some. You need a simple drill with a kit with a 2 amp hour battery, which isn't the greatest of batteries, but it's 120 bucks. For a DeWalt, that's not bad. I mean, these are okay deals. You can get 1 6 amp hour battery and a charger for 150 for DeWalt. You get 2 4 amp hour batteries. So these are standard. Oh, they took the 1/2 inch bit out of it. It's not a bad price, but for me to buy this, I would want a 1/2 inch bit in there. So I'm gonna pass on these, DeWalt, next time. That's not a bad price for an oscillating tool. I mean, usually you're paying $99 for the oscillator without the battery or the charger. So it says it was 120, so it's 99 bucks. Not a bad deal. Here's 2 5 amp hour batteries for 169 bucks. Now, I was using the Power Stacks, but we have had a lot of problems with our Power Stack batteries, and the cheapest I ever got them for was 100 bucks a piece. I got one out in the truck right now that's not charging. I kept returning them, and they don't even have them in the store anymore. Not the Power Stack. I would say these are a good standard battery for 160. You're paying less than 100 bucks a piece. That's a pretty sweet deal. Okay, here's the 1/2 inch. Plus you get this other set. How much is this? $34.88. I would really have to need these to buy this kit, because it is a little more expensive. It's kind of a cool set because you have some bits that fit in your impact driver, and then you have your standard steel bits, but you have the 1/2 inch as well. And then you have some of these bullet point or really sharp tips as well. You have a 1/2 inch bit, so you're getting 2 1/2 inch bits, 34 bucks, that's not bad. I think we can hone in though and find something a little bit better. These construction jacks are $100. They're like 20 bucks off if you needed one. I think that's probably come down in price since they released those, so that's not bad. Okay, so here we got Milwaukee. For all you Milwaukee fans, look, they got these on lockdown, man. You're not taking these without getting somebody to get you in here. So these are for M18 tools. So these are 3.0s, 3 amp hour. You're getting a 2-pack of 3 amp hour batteries for 80 bucks. It's not a bad price. I mean, I know they're not the big ones. I usually like to run a 5 amp hour or higher, but these seem kind of bulky for a 3 amp hour battery. So leave a comment below, guys, and let me know what you think. That's probably a cordless heat gun, $99. I guess that's not bad for a cordless heat gun. Me personally, I don't use cordless heat guns too often because I just don't think they deliver enough heat for enough time. They don't pack the punch that an electric will. So you can take out light scratches and light scuffs on your PVC decking and that kind of thing, but the jury's still out. I mean, for $99, if Milwaukee's your platform, not a bad price, but I don't know. We've got dual power tower lights, 18 volts, so these are cordless. For $179, that's a pretty good reduction from $249. I've seen some guys using them on the internet. They seem to like them a lot, so cool. Here's a combo kit, Milwaukee impact driver, drill driver, charger, and 2 2.0 batteries for 179 bucks. We're looking at a $70 reduction, and they're fully stocked and fully locked. Fully locked. They got some nut drivers, bits, and things like that. You know, this is all reasonably priced, I think. 15-piece T25s for $12.97. You're paying 50 cents a piece for a bit, where usually you're $1.50 to $2. So I don't think that's a terrible price. And again, everything, I just can't believe how well stocked it is right now. Like, I'll probably get some of these because for 12 bucks, we're constantly losing these, man. So it's always cool to get stuff like that at a reduction price. Okay, here we go. No 1/2 inch. No deal. Oh, this is cute. Oh, looky, little toolbox. Isn't the baby? Isn't she cute? And these are going quick. You can tell, like, people are buying these. Okay, so we're still in the Milwaukee, okay? I have faith in this end cap. I've heard a lot of good things about the Milwaukee tape measures. A lot of guys seem to like them. Now, this one's a magnetic tip, which is kind of cool. Huh? Okay, so if you're into steel or metal, 2 for 20 bucks, so you're paying $10 a piece. The proof's kind of in the pudding, guys. Like I said, the store is well stocked right now, but this section are leaving, like, if we had to, let's just say, look, two rows are gone already, so there's just 1 row left. So if you get it while it's getting good. Another one of my favorite all time, I really like this knife right here. I like the fastback. These are cool knives. I don't really use the screwdriver function. How much are they? Buy any 3, save $10. Buy any 5 and save $30. So $19.97. So if we buy 3 of these, we save 10 bucks. So if we spend $60, we'll get We get 3 of these for 50 bucks. I think we can do better. Somebody's taking us up on this offer, but I don't know about that one. I'll have to think about it. Again, their $20 special rolls around the corner. You can get a couple different things, but I don't really know if that's such a sweet deal or not. Did you guys see our Ryobi video that we did a while back about trying to get enough tools together for under $1,000? They have a lot of great Ryobi tools here. You can probably save a little bit more money than what we talked about. I would probably be focusing on batteries and the battery platform. Like here's a 8 amp hour high performance kit for $150. And usually an 8 amp hour battery in DeWalt's gonna cost you double, like probably 250 bucks. I would say is probably close to where we're at with that. Again, anytime your tools are on one of these, it's probably something that's highly desired and that walks away really easy in the store, people want. 2 6 amp hour batteries for $169. Probably still not a bad deal. So if I was on this platform, I would be stocking up on some batteries. Here's a 6-port fast charger. So you could buy for $600-700, you could have 6 batteries and a charger and be locked and loaded with all your tools and everything like that. You know, if you're on a budget and you need some stuff like that, this is not a bad option for you. This is a good time of year to come in and do this kind of stuff. And there's a whole chart up here, guys. Like there's a grinder for 60 bucks. You know, you can put together a toolkit for a really reasonable price and everything's well stocked right now. My prediction is give this place 3 weeks and it's gonna be half. They're gonna sell a lot of this stuff out. I think in the next 5 days, even the stuff in the kiosks, which we gotta go check out still, is gonna be minimal. So you might wanna get in sooner rather than later. Here's some pack out stuff, and this stuff's always expensive. So this pack out comes with some tools or some bits and things like that. Definitely worth coming and checking out. Dang. If this had a 1/2 inch, this would be a sweet deal, but it's only got up to a 3/8. See, I got suckered once. I thought I was buying a bunch of these with 1/2 inch, and I'm like, oh, sweet, yeah. And then I got to work the next day, I'm like, ah, crap. Oh, these are kind of cool. If you need some deep well sockets, these are cool because they're versatile, because there's 4 flat sides, and it'll allow you to use a wrench on them and not just a ratchet. So sometimes if you need to, you can put a certain size wrench on the outside edge of these and you can turn it with a wrench instead of using the ratchet, which could come in handy in certain circumstances. And if you need some open-end wrenches, man, wow, those are not cheap. Okay, I don't know if I believe this, guys. They said it was $124 and they're selling it for 50 bucks. I mean, they could be worth it. I don't know, maybe we'll have to buy some and try them out. This is not bad. A Milwaukee standard set. I have a Snap-on set like this. I paid like $500 or $600 for. Very similar to this. You can get one for 50 bucks right now. That's not a bad deal right there. That's a deal. Here we go, right here. They got them in stock. I like it because it's nice and flat. Ooh, these have the flat sides on them too. I really do like this. That's a cool set. And then what do we got over here? Ooh, how much is this? Oh, it's the same price. Okay, so this set right here is $120. Normally $199. It's got the flat edges on the sockets. But I always appreciate a really nice quarter drive set like this as well. I would probably use this more than I would use that. But if you needed some new sockets, these are kind of cool to have. This is metric and standard, 4-degree arc swing, which is cool because you can get into really tight spots with it. So I'm gonna say win on this and that. If I needed those, that's what I'd be picking up on. If you really needed ratchet straps and you're on a super tight budget, you can get 4 for 10 bucks. So you're paying $2.50. I can't make these for $2.50 with the strap and a web and all that. They're 500 pound. They're not anything special, but they'd be just cheap ones you throw in the toolbox when you need to have an emergency clinch something down for $2.50. It's pretty cheap. Like I said before, if you see one of these on it, high demand, right? We did a video on this when we were buying our $1,000 deck building kit, and this was 300 bucks when we calculated it in. But now you got 100 off. So you can get that same Ryobi 18 volt kit for $199. All right, and then right next to it's a DeWalt. You spend $169, almost the same amount of money, and you get 2 drills and 2 batteries and a charger and a little bag to carry it all in. So, you know, it's not a bad starter drill. So, or good for around the house. Like I have lesser drills than this around the house, or a lot of the things I have in my shop is because I didn't make it on the job site, you know? If you lose sockets a lot, or if you work in the rain, for $99, you can say, here you go, use these. And don't use my nice Snap-on stuff on the job site. You have everything you need. You have a 3/8 drive, a 1/2 inch drive, and a 1/4 inch drive. You have all the sockets, all for 99 bucks, plus a bunch of crap you're gonna lose anyways, and it's gonna rust and just make a mess if you're out in the rain like we are. For $99, who cares? Actually, you know what's worth it? Right here. This row of sockets kind of makes it worth a little bit more to me because these are star drives, and sometimes when you're working on your car, these bigger star drives are for like if you have to remove a seat out of your car, and then you have also bigger hex head as well. So those are really cool to have. I use those quite often in my everyday and in my personal. And then there's also a couple open-end wrenches as well. But all this stuff here, I know when they say 280 pieces, half of that 280 is like right here. There's some security bits in there too. So if you need to take apart a bathroom stall or something at the local airport, there you go, you got it. Just to prove the point, these are things that I always like having on site. So these are hex bit socket sets. They're $14 and they're $10 off. So I think that's a good deal, me personally, because sometimes instead of using a Allen wrench set like this, right? You have this kit right here, and then you hook it up to a ratchet, and it just is more efficient than using an Allen key. Boom, I'd get that. Just happen to walk across here. Whole saw kits are always expensive. You're always ruining them. Not always, but I do. Like, we cut aluminum with them and all kinds of stuff, so they get worn out. I bought this kit last year, or maybe the year before last, and it was a good little kit for 30 bucks. Well, it says it was $49.97. I think for $30, man, it's an 8-piece. I'm gonna get me some more of these. I've got a set that has more than this in it. I think I paid $50 for it. It says it's an $80 value, but I think for 30 bucks, it's really a good accessory to have in your toolbox. So they're selling this USB headlamp for $60. And they're saying it's $10 off. I'm saying that's a lot of money. 600 lumens, and then this is probably a little bit less. Now this one seems to be popular for $30 because these are missing more slots. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. We're getting close. We're getting close to my favorite part of this whole bargaining situation over here. Okay, let's just see for giggles. Okay, here's a 5-piece oscillating, but it's variety, which is kind of the bummer here. You know, I mostly want wood cutting blades for what I do, and carbide. Now, carbide blades are usually $20 to $30 a piece. So for $40, you get quite a bit. And then this one you get for 20 bucks. I guess that's not a bad price. $4 each. You know, the price is coming down a little bit. It's a fair price. It's not like screaming like, oh my gosh, I gotta get that. Kind of like this. Like, do you really need this? It's a pack out. Ooh, pack out. Does this. It's 25 bucks. I don't have any pack out stuff, can you tell? I could. 2-drawer toolbox for 160 bucks. I think you just gotta be all in on that platform. I'm not, so I'm gonna skip it. But here we are. My favorite kiosk of the whole thing, of this whole store. And it's packed full right now. Yes, these are 6.5 inch. So these are gonna work for our cordless 6.5 inch saws. I don't think these are gonna work for our track saw, unfortunately, because the arbor's not the right size. But you can get 2 for $12.88, okay? Not a bad price. Okay, here we go, 7 1/4. This again is a deal. You're getting 2 Diablo blades for $12.88. You're paying $6.44 a piece. These you can consider throwaways. These work great. Like if you're cutting a lot of Owens Corning, that stuff chews up blades like crazy. So we just drop a new blade on. I'm gonna buy 20 of these for next year, but I better do it this week because all these blades will be gone in 7 days. I'm pretty sure. It happened last year. The only reason I'm speaking from experience from last year because we waited till almost was it before Thanksgiving? Or after Thanksgiving?
It was after Thanksgiving. We came in like within the first couple days of December and they didn't have any tools out, but came in like the next week or the week after, all of them were gone.
But they didn't have this much. I guess what we're saying is once you watch this video, you better get acting because some of these deals are really good and this stuff ain't gonna last. I bought 3 of these last year. I'm gonna buy 6 of them this year. You just end up missing certain sizes. This, in my opinion, is a deal for $12.88 for a kit. So they fold up, they're compact. I'll take all those other old ones and I'll repurpose those bits into a different container. And then I'm putting all the freshies in my personal tool kit. And then when you need a good, sharp 1-inch blade for cutting in gutter downspouts into PVC deck boards, you got it right here. The whole kit was $12. I only need this one right here. Sometimes a 3/4. You know, I only need 2 or 3 of these bits, and that's worth this price just for those 3 bits to have them nice and sharp and ready to rock. Oh, and in these right here, I'm running out of these, and this again, a sweet deal. I bought these last year, and I went through these fastwoods first, and then I still have a couple, like on these general purpose ones are decent. Obviously the metal ones we don't use as much, so I still have a lot of the metal, but you can actually buy these and you can stack more blades into one kit. So you can buy 3 of these and fit all the blades in all 3 into one of these and then just stuff that in your toolbox. You can stack more than 1 blade in each row. So I'm totally gonna be rocking some of these. So this is my jam right here. Like, of everything we've seen today, this is it. This is, in my opinion, and they don't even have the little demon devil guy sitting up here like they did last year. It's just like low pro, here you go, low budget. These are the deals right here, in my opinion. Okay, you get 2 10-inch blades for 50 bucks. That's only $24.99 each. You can get an 80 tooth, but for me, these rip quick, like they gum up quick. These are good blades, general purpose, 2-blade value pack. Not bad for 50 bucks, 25 a piece, that's fair. But I need a 12-inch more than a 10-inch, so let's go around the corner and see if they have them over there. So we can get 2 44 tooth, general purpose, chop saw blades for $54.97. They're not really on sale, but really for a 12-inch blade for 27 bucks, 40 tooth or 44 teeth, it's not bad. These 80 tooths are nice. I might use these to cut aluminum, but I'm not gonna really use them for much for finish. I don't do fine finish cutting like PVC. We don't need to use a blade this fine on PVC decking. Usually these 44 tooth blades work pretty good for us. This is not a bad price. I mean, I remember when diamond blades used to be $30, $40 a piece. Now you can get 2 for 20. So you're paying $10 a piece for a 4.5-inch diamond blade. That's not a bad price, man. These metal cutoff discs, I'm not sold on these. I had one and it did okay, but it didn't make the claim that they say it did. What do we got here? Oh, here's some more of those. Wow. This one goes up to 1.5 inches. If you need some bigger paddle bits, 20 bucks. Not a bad price. You get a full assortment for 20 bucks. And you're paying you're paying 30 bucks for 5, so I mean, it's Diablo quality, so you gotta consider that in your price, but these aren't moving a whole lot right now. You get 5 of these for 20, and you get 5 of these for 30. So for $30, you get 5 oscillating blades. If you have different types of oscillators, these fit multiple different types of oscillators because it's a dual hole setup. The one thing I think that makes this a value is that you get 1 carbide tooth blade in the kit right here for $30. I didn't realize that at first, but right here, carbide teeth, okay? That makes this more valuable because that carbide blade's gonna outlast all the other blades. This one's 20 bucks, we don't get any carbide blades in it. So if you hit a nail, they're throwaways, right? But to be honest, like for $30, you can go to Amazon and get 50 throwaway blades for oscillators. And that's what exactly are. You hit a nail, oh, throw it away, get another. You gotta cut a lot of nails, then you grab your carbide. But these do wear out too. So the more you use them, the more you abuse them, the less they're gonna last. So it's just something to think about when you're going through that. I would probably do a mixture, general purpose. It depends on how much money you have to spend on this kind of stuff, or if you're looking for gifts, or you're just looking to stock up on blades, which that's what I'm doing. I'm coming in here and I'm taking advantage of a holiday deal, and I'm gonna purchase some blades for my saws because that's something that the whole team uses on the job site. Sometimes they go quick because you might hit a staple, a nail, or something like that. A zinger I call it, where the thing just flies off, and we're cutting a lot of aluminum and things like that. When I'm spending less per blade, I don't feel so bad when we have to throw one away. This isn't a bad deal. This is just a multi-tool. Like sometimes these come in handy because there's so many different functions on them. This one's 30 bucks. It's all stainless steel, multi-tool. And they look very popular, like they've been moving pretty good. Oh, bro. So Studio Man's like, hey, Dad, are you sure there's not a deal on a Fat Max somewhere? Come on. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think we're done. And I said, let's take a quick look. So we walk down, we come around the corner, and look at this. Look how many are missing out of this kit. Okay, you're getting 2 Fat Maxes for $24.88. So they're $12.50 a piece. And you got the clear coat to 4 3/4 inch. They're not magnetic tip. They're just a standard Fat Max. This is my go-to tape. This is my favorite. It always has been. I like how it has a flat surface so I can put a scratch pad right on top of this. Sorry, Stanley, I'm covering up your logo. But then I can make notes on this thing. And a company called FastCap makes those. These are going quick, and I know why, because I buy them myself. I bought 5 of these. So I bought 10 tapes, 5 of them last season for 125 bucks. And that was a deal, and we still have a couple left. So that's an awesome price, $24.88 for 2. So that's probably my deal of the day right there. I actually have one of these that Makita sent me. We were kind of looking for a deal from Makita, and I didn't really see any. I guess for $25, this is not a bad deal if you're gonna use what's in it. There's a couple nut drivers, there's a socket adapter, there's a couple deep well impact sockets, some standard like sizes that you might use all the time, like a 1/2 inch and a 3/8, and then various bits. And I like these 2-inch bits in here. These are cool. I like using these more than these short ones, but sometimes you need the short ones. So they got some T25s, a T30, and a couple T20s and a T15. So this is not a bad deal. For, I guess I would say $10 off, yeah, 25 bucks. That's not a bad price for a 50 piece. Ooh, $90 value. I mean, Makita just makes some really nice stuff. You're not gonna find it on sale, or you might find a few bucks off it, but you know, it's just good working, hard working stuff. All right, guys, I'm tired. That was an awesome set of deals though. If you have a local Home Depot near you, and it's before Thanksgiving, this year in 2025, this was the time to come. It's 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. I think the retailers are just into getting the product and pushing it out. I think it's a good strategy because they suckered me into buying some stuff. It is a deal, and they got me in the door, and I'm gonna buy some of those blades and stock up for next season. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think of these deals, and let me know if you bought anything, and share that information with us as well. And don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit that bell icon if you want to be notified when we're putting out new content. Don't forget to check out our podcast, links in the description below, and buy a Dr. Dick's t-shirt for goodness sake, links down below as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.